Hello? Is a spec link there? Okay, and so, can you check the stream? Make sure it's all live. Everything's good. Okay. All right, so we're casting today. Let me just make an announcement and then let's get a ping going here. Ulysses forced to do Loret's side because of the quick nature of the scheduling. Here, let's just go into official streams. Um, all right, so they're gonna ban Soraka and Yumi. These are picks that are favored by. And looks like Ulysses' team is going to ban out Holly for number 0 and Wukong for Mantis. That is a Graves ban coming for Love You, so Love You's Cossack's is up, guys. That is one of the power picks in the series here. And I'm curious to see if they drop another ban into number 0. Number 0 coming off of a fantastic performance in the previous game. No, they're instead going to ban Mantis Udyr. Blue side's going to first pick Milio. That is the sort of default pick that they're going to here. And that's actually going to be a takeaway from Leaf. So I'm very curious to see what Leaf is actually going to play in the support role in the series. Ulysses taking his time here. They're actually going to go with Karma. This is another pretty standard answer here. Very pokey champ, can keep his range. Pretty good at staying alive too with the speed ups and the shields. So they're going to lock the Karma, and now generally at this point you want to pick either ADC or jungler. They might want to keep AD on the 3 pick so that they have a nice matchup. But both bot lanes are probably looking to just scale it out, looking with these supports. So I'd be very surprised. And looks like it's going to be Rags Smolder. Rags has made a name for himself as Rags the Smolder in many of his games. So let's see what Noonoo decides to punish with the Milio. He does have a lot of options. I know Noonoo likes to play Felios. He likes to play Ezreal. He likes to play Varus. So a lot of picks for Noonoo here. Honestly, I think I would prefer something like the Caitlyn is also a pick. I'm not really sure how I feel about Caitlyn Milio, but if they're able to stomp the lane, it'll be very, very strong. Milio giving the extra range to Caitlyn does make it more harass, but at the same time, I think Milio has to play very well to be effective in a Caitlyn Milio lane. Blue side going to pick here. It's going to be a Mumu that is coming out for Montes here. So Ulysses is going to have counter pick. Let's see what he decides to go for. Ulysses is a fan of that Viego. I don't really know if I'd personally play Viego this game with a Mumu, Milio, Caitlyn. It's kind of hard to reach the targets. Lovey also has the Kha'Zix, which can be strong. He plays a lot of Zyra. And he's actually going to go for the Kayn here. So with the Karma, with the shields, he's going to be very, very strong in this game. I was assuming he's going to go Rost unless the team comp completely goes a bunch of squishies. But the top side of this Nooner squad tends to play some beefy melees or beefy boys, so shouldn't be too bad. And we're going to see number 0 actually eating some more bans here with the Victor coming out. I would like to see. Actually, I don't think you really need to ban Silas this game. Silas doesn't have great ults, so they're probably okay with the Silas pick here. But I think he is the player to watch out for. Nooner obviously been doing a fantastic job holding it down in lane, generally being the weak side here. But they're actually going to ban Silas for the enemy team, which kind of makes sense given the Amumu ult, the Milio ult. and the Kalen all right. These are some pretty decent ults, and they're actually going to ban number 0 LeBlanc. So number 0 Victor is still up in the game. Number 0 Echo is still up in the game. I mean, this guy has so many champions. They're actually going to ban Sion away from Colombo. Colombo's set is up. Is notable here. It is one of his strongest champs. Red side probably looking to get Colombo his pick here and save counter pick for the mid lane to get a better matchup. And they're just going to go slam the Renekton, so that does mean it's going to be Colombo in the mid lane. Probably looking to play his patented Veigar here. Lazy Renekton has been a sub demon in this split. He's been very fond of playing it in a lot of these games. And they're actually going to go Kled. I do believe that is Squishy Kled. So I'm excited to see what number 0 picks here. A lot of early game focus on the blue side. Caitlyn does scale well with gold, but it's a Smolder. I think you're pretty happy. And they're actually going to play Cassiopeia. Smolder's pretty short range. I mean, his abilities have a lot of long range, but auto range is pretty short. Karma has some range, but Kayn is melee and Renekton's melee. So I think you're pretty happy with Cassiopeia here. I'm curious to see what the counter pick is going to come out. I think you're pretty okay if you pick Veigar here for Colombo, who's been playing relatively well on the pick, actually. So, no, they're actually going to go for the Morgana mid. No, it is going to be the Veigar. That's right. I'm a fan of that. It's not a bad matchup. I mean, you kind of get countered by Milio and Kled with the ultimate, right? But the Cage can buy a lot of space for his team, a lot of free scaling. As long as the lane doesn't go too horribly, it's pretty playable. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how they decide to shut down number 0 this game, because that was the man to watch the previous series. Should be noted though that Love You had some monster games in his last series, so no, definitely not a player to scoff at. And Rags the Boss has been terrific this split. Definitely a top 280 carry in the league. In my opinion, squarely behind Yvonne, but definitely if there's only any 80 carry that could contend with Yvonne in this league, it's probably Rags. Maybe Jung, who Rags is hoping for today, but we'll have to see. Both teams are just holding their bands here. I always get really hyped casting these games, so I have to watch how much I get hyped. Yeah, but Noonoo has a pretty big responsibility on his shoulders this game. In order for his Smolder to stay in line, he's going to have to pressure a lot. With Kayn, Kayn does like to gank a lot, but the thing about Kayn is he actually doesn't have too much early pressure in the game. At least on a ganking perspective, he's generally pretty easy to avoid. He can E over the wall and get some nice stuns, but there's no hard CC, right? And when you're playing with something like Smolder Karma, there's not a lot of hard CC to work with there either. So I think that enemy Amumu is going to have a lot easier time trying to make some plays in the early game and disrupt the Smolder's plan to scale. Looks like Lovey is actually going Red Kayn, so I do believe he thinks it's best to go, Dark Harvest. He does believe it's going to go Blue Kayn this game, which I think it's fine, but I'm just worried about this Amumu. When you have picks like Veigar, Renekton, and Karma, this Amumu can have massive value with this ultimate, right? So definitely a pick to watch out for here. And what Lovey is really good at as a jungler is he's really good at squeezing resources. And I want to see him do that this game on the Kayn. I want to see him try to match a Mumu clearing and try to steal away some of his camps, because that's how he's going to try to generate advantage with his farm lead, right? And once Kayn has a lot of farm, once he gets that farm, it's going to be very, very hard to stop. But I think it really depends on how Noonoo's team plays the early game and how Lovey's team is able to like survive it. Just as a heads up, guys, my stream is generally pretty slow, so we're probably not going to load in until like a minute or two after the game starts. I'm not sure how the Renekton Kled matchup goes. I would think that Kled would honestly pretty handily win that, but with jungle attention, maybe something changes. The Mumu definitely wants to play for the Kate lane though. Rag's opting for Fleet here for some sustain in the lane, has a barrier as well for that extra protection. Noonoo, when you go PTA, you know you're kind of playing a kill lane. You want to get those 3 autos off. It's not responding, but we're just gonna click cancel and wait till it responds because it's gonna respond eventually. It looks like we're in the game. Not much happened in the early game. Both teams not opting to go for crazy level 1. Renekton's getting a decent Q trade onto the Kled here, but nothing too crazy. Noonoo trying to punish here. Gets a cheeky Q onto Rags, but Rags trades back with that Smolder W. Noonoo walking up very aggressively here. He knows he has that melee to play with, but honestly taking a fair bit of damage back with the Karma Q. The Rags already half HP. Nice Karma Q there. The melee shield is coming in clutch. Let's just swap around all the players here. You do expect the Smolder Karma to go down a lot of farm in this early game, so I'm not too worried about that, but it's more about what Caitlyn's able to do with that. Smolder only hitting 3 camps so far, 3 creeps. Looks like Amumu's pathing bot. He's going to go opt for a full clear instead of a level 3 gank, which does make a lot of sense. Kane actually pathing away from the bot lane here. Rag should know that Amumu is pathing to the bot side, given how far up his Caitlyn's playing, the enemy Caitlyn's playing. So, and credit to Rag, he's actually able to catch most of the wave there, only down 4 CS. You see question mark pings coming down on the Amumu, so they're aware that he's in the bot side, and we see Kane going to finish up his red buff now. I'm going to wonder if he actually double smites here. I don't think he does. Lazy actually trading pretty aggressively here with display name going in. I don't really know if I like that. But he knows he has the Kled passive coming back up. That's probably why he's doing it. And Viger actually holding his own in this lane so far. Hopefully it does not look really bad. Let his level 4 flash on the Renekton, and Renekton dashes out. That is first blood over, but he tanks the turret shot. Kane should be able to trade. In this day and age, first blood doesn't really mean too much. You don't really get a feed off of it. Karma taking a lot of damage there. Forced to heal. And Rags the boss looking very low on mana. This should be a very easy dive for the Amumu. Colombo looking pretty low on mana himself. Probably going to be forced to TP and reset soon. Karma shields away, and this is looking to be a pretty rough dive. Both characters do have flash, so they can play it. They have that turret. Amumu's just sitting here waiting. Doesn't really have anything to do. He sees the Grompus coming up soon. Leaf misses the Q there. I would have liked him to see it to clear the wave. They're going to go for Leaf here. Leaf taking a lot of damage. Noonoo just getting shielded there. And they might go for the redive on Rags. No, I think they're just going to walk away with that. And kill into Amumu, kill into Kled. Caitlyn's not really getting too much here, so I wouldn't really worry about it too much. Smolder is getting a lot of XP as well. They're not going to be too unhappy with that. Lazy's up a decent amount of CS, so that kill isn't really amounting to too much. You see Abusive X is going here. W goes wide. Slow hits Noonoo. They do have that heal, but Ragnar's has no mana. And Kled actually just solo kills Lazy in the top lane. Number 0 TPing bot. And they get the TP out of the mid laner there, but Rags had to flash, I Love You had to flash. Caitlyn got flashed as well, so a bit of trading of summoners going on here. But I'm a little worried about this Kled, who's getting pretty fat in the top lane here. Not really what you want to see, if you are the red. Credit to Colombo here, surviving very well in this mid lane matchup. Smolder getting a reset off. He didn't die in the dive. He's pretty much on item parity. Yes, Caitlyn has a Dirk, but you know, if you're pretty happy with if you get a pickaxe. And I Love You is still scaling into the game, so we'll have to wait and watch how things go. Vigar actually still has a TP of his own, so that's going to be important for some of these objective fights going up, as number 0's TP is going to be down for the foreseeable future. Looks like Kayn might try to salvage the top lane here. I don't even know if that's worth it. Led with a pickaxe and 2 longswords, it's going to be dealing a lot of damage here. And we saw Renekton able to proc that Conqueror, but it's not amounting to too much. But dashing away, Renekton gets the double stun. Renekton ults away, nice clean kill from Love You. Able to pick up the kill there, able to sort of salvage the Renekton lane. Renekton does not get the last hit, so not going to get too much gold, but if you're this Kayn, you do want to keep getting fed, you do want to keep getting these kills, as you're going to be very strong in the game. Amumu, on the other hand, is hitting the Drake on the other side, and with the perma bot prio with this Caitlyn Milio lane, he should be pretty happy to do that. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, matchup is going pretty much as it was before. Veigar is just farming it up. Cassiopeia building towards that Roa here. Vigar, unfortunately, I think is unable to actually get that Catalyst of Aeons, so opted for a Blasting Wand and a Sapphire Crystal instead. Number 0 trading here, getting some nice Q damage off. And the game is looking a little stable right now. The early advantage that they had gotten is sort of gone, and Love You is able to actually take away Manta's blue for it. Is going to get spotted here in the mid lane, going to connect to his own blue. Manta's trying to look for a gank here onto the bot lane. Leaf going to get caught here. Kayn is on the way. Does have R. R hits both. They end up going for Leaf, and I don't actually think they're going to get anybody, as Caitlyn does not have 6. Love You trying to get some stacks off. But yeah, that was a greedy look from Caitlyn. I think you just go for the karma, but instead they're trying to go for the double kill, and they end up getting nothing. Love You here are going to be able to catch the wave, or hold the wave. Number 0 getting a solo kill in the mid lane.
The same thing.
But that is to be expected, and you know, it is a match like a diamond player versus a bronze off-roll player, I should say. But Veigar has that TP, should be able to catch a lot of the wave. Number 0 did use the ult on that play, so you know, what can you do? Renekton sort of keeping the wave here, trying to keep that CS advantage he has, trying to keep the Kled at where he's at right now. Both of the top laners are actually on item parity, so it's not too much of a difference in the gold, but Amumu's hovering on the top side, so this Renekton does have to be careful. Love You trying to clear the camps, trying to get as much gold as he can. Smolder trying to hold down the fort here. Giving first dragon and Smolder is generally okay, but you're not really happy to see this Cassiopeia get very strong. Kayn is on the Noonoo. Nice Milio Q. Smolder ult goes down. Noonoo is only level 5, so that's why they're able to make this play. Heal it does go. Dashing over the wall here, Rags trying to deal as much damage as he can. The Smolder unfortunately not dealing so much damage. Caitlyn trap roots. Kayn taking a lot of damage. Gonna force to ult here. Noonoo should die for this, and I think Leaf Blower is actually dead too. So 4 kills over to the Kayn, evening up the kill score a bit here. That's what you like to see. Montas is going to get those grubbies though, and you're going to like that if you're the Caitlyn team. We've been pressuring the spot lane a lot, but honestly, heads up play from Kayn to sort of equalize the game. Amumu recognizes that, takes the grubs. Now it's going to take the top side. Love You now going to take the bot side. And red side for the gold lead in the first time in the game. And we see here, just based off the CS advantage, Cassiopeia is able to get her row to proc way earlier. Lazy trying to stop some backs here. Actually taking a lot of damage. She's going to dash out here. Vlad does have the ultimate. He might look for it. And he's going to actually get it with the flash. Lazy having a rough time in this Renekton lane. Renekton does get the Eclipse though, so realistically he's not super unhappy. But, I mean, and he still has the flash, but I mean, look at this Kled, man. He's just completely dumping damage into this turret. And feet should be pretty much all but secured for the red side here. Or for the blue side, I should say. Colombo trying to get a reset off as he'd run out of mana here. And Noonoo and Lethal are actually under a lot of fire from Rags. Caitlyn unable to get a CS lead that she normally wants in this game. Kane here to cover the blue wave. And he actually goes Hubris here, so he is trying to make use of that advantage. I have no way of seeing how close Kane is to form, but I would assume that he wants to get a bot gank off soon to get that form. Lazy trying to stay top lane, trying to avoid trading here, is down pretty much 1,000 gold just based on the 1v1. Rags ulting the wave here. Looks like Kane is looking for a lane gank, but there is a cheeky ward in the brush, so they're going to see him. And actually, Kane actually spots that ward, so they're actually not going to go for it. Rags trying to punish the turret here, trying to get another plate down. And looks like they're looking for the dragon that's going to spawn soon. Rags getting a reset. Kane does have that hubris, does have that ult, does have that flash. So it's going to be very, very strong for this fight. Veigar trying to help the Renekton just a little bit. And Kane getting some cheeky stacks with his W there. Wants to build towards that form. But now that Cassiopeia has the row completed, she's going to be very, very strong. Definitely has to be careful here. Blue side going ahead and starting this Drake. I think their red side is just going to have to give. Their rotations are not on point for being able to contest this. And Lazy is under heavy fire in his top lane. Oh, they see the angle. Stun goes down. I don't think Kled can 1v2. Maybe he can. Actually, he can. Wow, this Kled is so strong. They do get the TP out of it, though, but both top laner and jungler are forced to flash in the red side. So, I mean, Renekton's got a CS advantage, which is sort of helping him in the matchup here, but this is not what you want to see if you're Renekton. They're going to try to stop the turret take here. Levy just going to try to stop the taking of the turret. They know that their boss side is very strong. Smolder able to complete his item before the Caitlyn, actually. Noonoo trying to pressure as much as he can, but I think Smolder's chilling pretty hard right now. Number 0, looking for the solo kill, getting the flash out of Colombo, not what you want to see. But Colombo is slowly stacking up that row of 2, so it's going to be definitely force to reckon with in the late game, but this Cassiopeia is going to be very, very strong for the next coming objective fights, building towards that Seraph's Embrace as well. Veigar actually going to be caught TPing, and they're going to have mid to rotate bot here. Lazy again, just trying to trade, trying to get what damage he can, but it's really not enough here. Number 0, 4 whole levels on the Smolder. Smolder trying to walk up. I don't think he can do that. Yeah, it just takes so much damage. Lovey's here though, forcing the flash out of this Cassiopeia. I think this is a greedy kill. Lovey might die for this. Oh, the ult goes wide. They're gonna get Muntus too. Lovey does go down, but oh no. I mean, they get the shutdown. Noonoo flashing onto Colombo, missing every trap. I don't think he hit a single trap. One trap and that could have been a kill, but a nice movement from Colombo. Getting the flash out of the Caitlyn as well. The Castle's on 2 items now. This Castle's gonna be hitting like a truck. Renekton gets ult off. Squishy's down, shut down. Squishy got a little too confident there. Shut down over to Renekton. It's a pretty big kill. Now Renekton can actually play lane a little bit easier now. Looks like they want to try to contest this objective, but I don't think they can. I think Renekton's HP bar is too low, but I don't like how Manta Ray just started hitting this, to be honest. They're going to try to get it to reset. And Caitlyn's just content with the bot tower, so they're going to try to get this Herald here. I mean, the feats are already gone, so Caitlyn getting that tower is not super duper important, but yeah. Gold is even, but with the objectives, I mean, yes, you just got this Rift Herald, you can try to use it to take some towers, get some gold back in your pockets, but objectives are sinking a blue side win right now. So you're going to have to see this Rost and this Smolder look to make a stand on this third Drake if they want to keep the game alive, I think. Instead of being too cooked, right? Because the thing about Drakes when you're playing a scaling champ like Smolder is they're not really taken for buffs. You're taking them for as we see a fight going on. Here, Tether goes wide for display name, taking a lot of damage. Might actually be caught here. Gonna dash out. Love You gets the ultimate. Actually, Kled gets the remount. They're looking for a fight in the mid lane in the meantime too. Looking for Leaf. Smolder trying to get a lot of damage down. Kled, I believe, using his ult to get away. No flashes blown. It was sort of just like ult for ult. Lazy still has his ultimate. So you're not too upset at that as Kane, but well played from display name here. Yeah, red side knows they have to fight this. There's no Kled ult, which is nice, but there's still an Amumu ult, there's still a Cassiopeia ult, so definitely some abilities that you need to watch for. I think the goal is try to kill Cassiopeia as easy as possible. They're going on Rost. Manta's going greedy here, trying to get a big ultimate, but he might actually end up giving his life for this instead. Boulder ult comes down, trying to get some damage, doesn't really do much. Lazy already at half HP, Leaf taking a lot of damage. Renekton forced to block. Renekton might want to look to TP back here. Leaf might want to look to reset. Bled's going to get the top tower. Does not have TP for this fight, so it is a 4v5. Lazy taking a lot of damage here. Trying to dodge out on the Caitlyn Qs. He's sitting in that control ward brush, so they don't know he's there. They don't know that Karma's recalling. Lazy presses the ultimate, trying to get some HP back. Huge! Well, a 3-man knockup coming out from Montas. Or not from Montas, from Rost here. Number 0 is unable to play. He's not even there in the fight. Kane with a great look. Double kill for the Renekton. Yes, Bled gets the tower. Yes, he's hitting the second tower, but that should be the dragon over to the Smolder team, and that's exactly what we want to see. Seriously well played. Colombo just trying to clear the wave. Bled should get both towers. Unfortunately, this Bled doesn't really care too much about Colombo's Veigar champion here, as Colombo might go down for trying to defend the tower. Unfortunate by him. And just like that, number 0's Rod of Age is also ticking here. Kane, I think he's looking to go the Galio item that slows. Rags the boss. Flashing that Galio note. Definitely trying to show he's a little scared there. I wish I could see Smolder stacks, but I would hope that he's stacking relatively well. You're going to hope that he wants to get full stacks around that 25-minute mark. Kane actually going for an Axiom R, now going for the Wit's End there, trying to get his ult as often as possible. Rags up 2 levels on this Caitlyn. But on the flip side, number 0 up 3 levels now. Once Veigar pops his Rod of Ages, he's actually going to be up a little bit more, so it's not super reliable, but Cassiopeia is very strong for the next 2 minutes in this matchup. They're trying to go for a pick onto the Kane. Moldarel goes down, finds nobody. They're looking for Kled. Ilya, wait for W. Rag's gonna get that cannon. Fortunately, a lot of these skills are not going on the Smolder. Yes, you like to see it on Ross, but I kind of want to see the Smolder get some accelerated too, get some items, so you can start really pumping the damage from the red side. Manta is looking for this Smolder here, but it looks like there's not really any play to be had. Noonoo playing on a knife's edge with this HP, but nothing to really be found here. Vigar about to tick level 13, probably 14 on this next proc of his Aroa. They're looking for Kled. I think at this point in the game, Kled has fallen off. You do see the knockout found here. Kled trying to dash over the wall. They're not unable to get it. Rags the boss taking a lot of damage in the mid lane. Might give his life. Doesn't look like it. Columbo is actually going to be the one ganked there. Noonoo living with very low sliver HP. Leaf able to block. Shields coming out from the Karma. This Karma looks like it's scaled pretty strongly. You see Columbo struggling a bit in the matchup here as they're going for the Otacon. But looks like Rags team doesn't really want to contest. And given the Smolder's HP, they're not really in a position to contest. It looks like Rags team, instead of going for the Otacon, is trying to focus on getting some of these outer turrets, getting some gold in their pockets to make up for all the gold that has been lost thus far. Lazy gets that tower. The red side again establishing a 500 gold lead, and once they get some of these outers, it'll be a little bit easier as well. They already have the Herald coming in. Vagar hit level 13 with his Roa, but now number 0, level 16, 3 items, Rylai's completed. Meanwhile, Vagar is not even close to completing his item, so this Cassiopeia is going to be a demon in the fights. They see Vagar moving here. He's actually heralding to the mid lane, it looks like. Ends up crashing the Herald a little early. They're trying to play on this 2-item Smolder. They're looking for display name again, actually. Display name's taking a lot of pressure in the top lane. I did talk about this 3-item cast, but I mean, I love his 3 items as well, and up a ton of farm here. I think this guy's just dead, yeah. Display name getting a little greedy. He had a bit of a lead in the earlier stage of the game, but that lead is now gone. Flashing away, trying to live as long as he can, but I think Kane is going to be able to catch this very easily. Going to take the ult here. Piece of exit on a killing spree, but because of that, the Smolder is going to be forced to ult the mid-tier 1. Mid-tier 1 is going to go down. And, you know, sooner or later, killing this Kled 3 million times is actually not going to be worth too much. As blue side pings for the Drake. Renekton has TP, so they're probably going to look to do a contest here. Manta's still down for 25 seconds. Death Bursting Leaf, you have to be careful. Leaf actually does end up getting caught out here. Living for as long as he can, getting the ult, but Renekton is there. Cassio one-man ulted the Renekton, and a move, and Manta's, I mean, yes, they got a lot of kills, but a lot of ults used here. I think Rags the boss is actually going to end up going down here. That's not what you want to see. And Abusive Excess carry this fight. Takes Emilio. Ends up flashing for it. Kled is trying to fight here. Ult comes down. I don't know if Love You can play this. Gets rooted up. Nice W, but yeah, I don't think Love You can play this. He tried to make a play. I think you just go for the steal instead. Now Columbo on the retreat. Columbo flashing away here. Third Drake, and that is Vagar going down here. Nashor should be on the cards in a few minutes, so you should be asking yourselves, how does Red Side compete, you know? And, I mean, if they don't win that fight, I don't know what fight they're going to win. Because they blew, like, everything. And this Cassiopeia is so accelerated. Now level 17 in the game. And with that death, actually, Kaelin's going to reach a XP lead as well. Renekton only level 14. They're going to try to look for him on this play here. Flashing away. He does have a stun. He has the Dominus. They're still looking on him. I don't know if this is good. Masters might give his life for this. Yes, he will. Shutdown over to Renekton. Double kill. They can't do the Nash anymore. They're going to try Vagar TPing on top of this. I don't think Cass is going to be there in time. I don't think they have the damage to kill him without Cass. So, yep. Going to be pretty happy with that. Great pick coming off of the Renekton there. They see number 0 here. Is trying to look for a play. Karma's able to poke him out. They have a timer for about 20 seconds here. I don't know if they're going to take it. Rags, the boss, does have his Elder buff there. Abuse Vex is going in. Root does go down on Colombo. Stun goes down, but they're not able to get too much off of it. Smolder ulting, able to poke them, and now they're going to look to play the fight. But it's so hard to walk into this Cassiopeia. They're buying so much time. Smolder's trying to look here. Cassiopeia is going on the Smolder, flashing away. Dealing so much damage here, getting so much space to hit. Love You trying to go for a flank here. Can he do it? No, the answer is no. Stun goes down. And I think this Nash just goes over to number 0's team. And Rags the boss with the greedy recall is going to end up dying there. Yeah, looking like a rough game so far. Caitlyn now hitting that item parity. And it's really just coming down to this Cassiopeia. Kayn has 10 kills, but I mean, he's so squishy. Rags really wants to hit some minions and get some XP here. Yeah, only level 12 there, actually lower level than Caitlyn now. He does have the stacking going for him, but he's only level 12, so... Pretty off day. They're going to find a pick on the Cassio here. I'm pretty sure this Cassio dies here 100% of the time, by the way. It's the Q. Cassio might actually trade one. Leaf's probably going to go down here. No. Vagar actually gets the shutdown. Leaf actually lives. That is a Baron down. That is a shutdown. That's pretty good news. But, you have to wonder, you know, how much time does this motor going to need now? I think he's going for IE third here. Or maybe not IE, actually. I think it's rapid fire. Oh, they're going to look for a play. Now that Cassio's down, that's pretty much most of the blue team's advantage. So they love you feeling pretty comfortable to just sort of saunter on in here. They're able to get the stun for the Drake. Cass is down, has TP. I mean, I think you have to just force a number advantage plays now, but they're not going to be able to, and Cass is actually going to be up. So, I know they're looking. 13 seconds on Cassiopeia. They have to look now. Caitlyn with a nice root. Vagar flanking on the side. Able to get a nice cage. These people are taking a lot of damage. Yes, Vagar dies, but this is kind of what you want to see. Smolder ult does go down. They're trying to go on display name here. Renekton goes on to Caitlyn. Shutdown onto the Caitlyn. Kled should die here too. Kled trying to trade back for one. Don't think he will be able to. The redemption does come down. Love You has to get out here. As Cassiopeia is able to get the TP off. They're going to be able to stun her. Oh yeah, Rags, you don't have space to hit there, man. Jungler is still up, but number 0 is going to be a demon. He needs that rapid fire to be able to hit from these fights. Kayn looking for a steal. No, I don't think it's possible. That's going to be Soul going over. Cassiopeia is going to be pretty happy with that. His mid-tier one still not being broken. Lovey is going to finally break it here, get them objective bounty. I really want to see the Smolder come back with their RFC, but he's so low gold. He doesn't have any gold. I'm looking to finish it off of this wave. Lovey with 11 kills, but we have to see what he can do with it. I mean, he's able to do a lot for his team right now, but it looks like in an extended fight, he's just not able to get a lot of work done. Smolder should have RFC on this back. Blaney looking for a pick onto Colombo here. Stunned. Chain's gonna find him though. Ult comes down. Colombo flashed. That is gonna be a kill that goes over. Bags the boss under heavy fire. Chain looking for a flank, but number 0 playing his space very, very well. Even 1 second. They think they found number 0. They actually found Noonoo instead. Smolder ult does go down, trying to play it. They're trying to play it onto the Milio. Double kill. Kane's gonna give his life for this, I think. Yep. Smolder's hit. That should be game. Yeah, that's game. Yeah, I think Rags the boss ends up falling into melee range of a Mumu too many times. Generally not what you want to do when the Mumu has an ultimate ability up. But to be fair to him, Lovey's King ended up taking a lot of the kills. And, you know, Rags is able to play very, very well into this Caitlyn, but unfortunately it doesn't really mean too much when he's not able to get a lot of gold into the inventory.